guys, welcome back to a new video. For those of you who don't know me, my name is MJ, and for those of you who are returning, hello, welcome back. So good to have you guys all here. So this week's video is going to be a curriculum review for BookShark. So I've been using BookShark for about 3 years since I started homeschooling. It was the English curriculum that we chose, and we've stuck with it since we started. So I'm going to give you the pros, the cons, and a flip through of the BookShark curriculum. So let's just get right into it. To start, this is the curriculum. The binder does not come with the curriculum. I bought it separately at Target. And so this is what it looks like. This is Instructor's Guide Level 2 for ages 7 through 9. So the curriculum is broken down into 3 sections. The first section, section 1, is an introduction to your instructor's guide. Tells you how to use it, table of contents, a quick guide. Section 2 is the actual curriculum itself. So this is week 1. You get 36 weeks worth of material, and that is enough for a whole school year. So we're gonna flip through it. I'm gonna show you guys the last week, week 36. Okay, so this is an example, week 36. And what I really love about this, so as you guys can see, this is your schedule for the week. It gives you a quick guide, quick look through about what is going to be included in your week. So you have spelling and phonics broken down for you each week. You also have an activity that you're going to do for the lesson. Then we have the optional Explode the Code books, and these are the optional Explode the Code books. You get sets of 3 for the whole school year. So this one's number 4, number 6. My daughter currently has number 5. And we have Handwriting Without Tears, which is a writing curriculum to help improve the writing. That's this one, and this one's not optional. They're actually really recommended you use it along with the curriculum. And I'll give you guys a look through to this one as well. Then we have our optional Worldly Wise, which is this Worldly Wise is vocabulary, and it's only optional beginning 2nd grade. You don't find it as an option before that. And then you get your readers, which tells you what books you're going to read for the whole year, and what pages to read every day. And then lastly, you have the creative expression, and the creative expression is broken down into 4 parts, and that is done in your activity sheet, which is given to you. So this is the activity sheet. You would complete this in 4 days. And it's broken down into 4 parts, 1 part per day. See? 1 part per day. Okay, so I'm gonna go back a little bit. Once you flip the page from your week schedule, you're gonna find yourself in day 1, day 2, day 3, and day 4. Complete it. And then your activity sheet. So it's very well planned out. These yellow sections right here, you read to your child, and it's reading in a way where it's kind of like if you are directly talking to your child and not reading it from a book. So that's very nice. And everything is planned out and broken down. So I'm going to show you guys, once you've completed the 36 weeks, you get a certificate of completion, which you can award to your child at the end of the year and do a small ceremony. And it's really nice and the kids really enjoy it. And then section 3, these are additional resources to help you throughout the year. So for the one, you have the book list for all the readers. Then you have the philosophy for BookShark, how they organize everything, what is their method for teaching, for their curriculum. Have recommendations for how to teach. Recommendations. This is the rubric that they recommend you use, the grading rubric. And this is the scope and sequence. So this is pretty much your whole year planned out and what it looks like. And if you homeschool through a charter school and you need to have like some sort of plan laid out, this is very, very helpful. I actually use this to plan out my whole year at the beginning, and it works out really, really well for me, for my family, and even for our teacher facilitator. Then you have a glossary of phonics, phonic rules, and this one's really, really important. So if you're not sure about a certain rule, you can just go back here and read it. So for example, this rule right here about double consonants, it says double consonants sound the same as single consonants. However, they are not digraphs when at the syllable break in the middle of a root word. For example, the word abot or accord. Or the letters C and K together form a digraph, a single speech sound that sounds just like K by itself, like the words back and duck. So anyways, it's really good to read this and review for yourself so that when you do encounter these rules in your curriculum, you'll be more familiar with it. Or if you don't want to do it that way, you can always just go back and take a look at what's there. So this is basic phonics and spelling guidelines. Language arts skills checklist. So they have like oral and auditory language skills. And then you can go through these with your child and check them off. You don't necessarily have to, but if you do, it's very helpful for you to evaluate your children. And then section 4, which is the new user information. This one is for any new user or someone who hasn't ever used BookShark before. So this one is the handwriting without tears. As you can see, my daughter has her name written on top. This one's printing power. And what I like about this handwriting curriculum, it's very easy. Longer letters that go on top and the letters that stay in between the lines makes it so that she writes neater, which is a work in progress for kids who are that small. It comes with a specific type of paper, which I couldn't find, but this is pretty much the idea. It gets your children to write like this on regular paper. And they even have a cursive curriculum, which we're going to get into next year in 3rd grade. I really enjoy handwriting without tears. I've tried different ones, but I feel like this is really the best handwriting curriculum that we've tried. The next one is Worldly Wise A. This is vocabulary, and it's beat up because my daughter uses it quite often. But anyway, this is vocabulary, and this one is optional. It gives you a list of vocabulary words with pictures and the definition, and then you solve true or false statements and a crossword puzzle. We have Explode the Code. Like I said, Explode the Code is an optional. You don't have to get this with the curriculum. The curriculum is sufficient enough. The enrichment to what's already taught, and BookShark kind of plans out their curriculum with this in mind as well. So it really does sync very well together. Once into the year, and my daughter has already completed this one. So you guys can see kind of what's there. This one is talking about, the rule here is 2 little words put together make a compound word. So this one's compound words, and then teaches how to put them together. Spell the words. What's the picture? So, book 6, we haven't started this one. Lesson 1 would be the AR. And it just kind of goes on from there. So as you guys can see, these are the books. So when we were in 1st grade, we did books 1, 2, and 3. 2nd grade, we're doing 4, 5, and 6. And 7 and 8 will be done. Now that you've seen the curriculum, you have an idea of what's in there, the pros and the cons. Pros, one thing I love about the BookShark curriculum is that it is so well planned out. It gives you all your work to be done in 4 days, meaning you have a day off. You could choose whatever day you want. We choose Friday because my daughter goes to her co-op on Fridays. So another pro is that because it's so well designed and you can plan ahead for the whole year, and it also makes it very easy to accommodate your other materials like math, social studies, and science, and also kind of put them all together in a similar schedule. BookShark, so if you wanted your child to do school for just 4 days a week and just have 1 day off, then you could do that. You could give yourself those 3-day weekends. You can easily adjust it or accommodate it to your needs, which I really like that, because I know that this might not work for everyone, or sometimes you have a different preferred method of teaching some things. You can also just apply that. Another thing is that the reading is all planned out for the whole year, so all I have to worry about is getting the books ready and accessible so that my daughter can read them in the planned schedule. So honestly, I think the biggest takeaway for BookShark, aside from the fact that the curriculum is actually really great, is the ease of use for the educator. I 100% love that. The second thing is, like I said, the curriculum is very good. It's challenging, but not too challenging to where it becomes stressful for you or your child. I think that the BookShark curriculum itself is great, and you don't really need the Explode the Codes unless your child is probably struggling with phonics, or you don't really need the vocabulary because they give you vocabulary words for each week. So each week we have a vocabulary. Okay, so now to the cons. I think the biggest con that I would have for the BookShark curriculum is that it's not the most expensive, but it's also not the most affordable. There's more affordable curriculums out there. But for everything that you are getting, I would say that it's definitely worth the price. I don't know. I don't really think this one is a con. I think it's just kind of something to take into consideration. It is not one of those curriculums that you can just tell your child to, like, hey, you know, here's the curriculum and go ahead and do independent work. At least not while they're small. I think once they're a little bit older, they can definitely kind of figure it out on their own and do a little bit more of like self-study. But it does require some guidance until kind of like the end of the curriculum, when then you just explain and let them work independently when they're doing their activity sheet. The other con as well, which I wouldn't say is so much the curriculum, but if you do purchase the Explode the Code optional and the Worldly Wise, it could become a little bit heavy for a curriculum. It could be a lot of work to get done. I would suggest if you do want to give it a try, maybe try the curriculum itself without the Explode the Code, and then if you think it's too easy, then you can add Explode the Code or the Really Wisey. I think this is the first time that we have ever done both, and I do think that it's a lot. And I would say that if I was to buy it again next year, I would definitely be choosing one and not both. The other thing you can do to kind of counter that con is, if you do end up getting the Explode the Code, you don't have to do the book exactly at the scheduled time. You can take a little bit longer or kind of go in between lessons. So let's just say Monday you did lesson 1, then Tuesday you skip, and then Wednesday you can do lesson 2, and so on and so forth. That way it doesn't become too heavy, because it could get a little bit heavy when you're doing the whole thing together. Alright guys, that is all for today. If there is anything that you think I forgot, if you use the BookShark curriculum and there's anything that you would like to add or anything that you think I forgot to mention, please go ahead and comment it down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Be really careful. Stay safe, you guys. Take good care of yourselves. God bless you all, and I will see you guys all next week. Bye!